Well, I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you are in the jazz zone and we are in the groove yard. Take us to the groove yard, Mr. Kijana Owens. I have something to say. I want us to go right to the groove yard and take me out because I have something to say. The groove yard, the background, the groove yard. So we sitting in Lemert Park, right on the People Street. There we go. We're going to welcome you to the groove yard because this is what happened in the groove yard. And especially now, June is a very important month. It's the month of the June 15th or Juneteenth, which we'll talk about and celebrate. And it's Black Music Month as well. But the history is American. This is a poem by Vender Alexander Gray. They crossed the body of waters in their little ships, gangsters, outlaws, and various misfits. They finally reached the land already occupied, a fact their discovery seemed to deny. 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 Now, the people here didn't own the land. You see, possession wasn't part of their plan, rather, a gift from the Great Spirit for them to use, to be honored, respected, and never abused. But the visitors had quite a different plan. With their might is right, they would tame the land. So after they dug in and established their post, they murdered their way from coast to coast, gave them diseases, claimed they couldn't stop it, raped the land for monetary profit. Then to further enhance their dream, they embarked on a brand new scheme. Let's find some folks from another place, make sure they're of a different race, and as an added extra perk, put them in chains and make them work. We'll steal their knowledge and their culture, reducing them to things, then proclaim to the world they're not even human beings. Thus the country prospered in wealth and in might. Just don't look too close to the KKK meetings at night. How about that police action in Korea? When the soldiers came home, the government said, see ya. In Vietnam, it was even worse for those that came home not riding in a hearse. The war was over, and you would think the government would be overjoyed, but they paid little attention to the thousands and thousands unemployed. Now, they say money is the only game in town, while rich people get fat, holding poor people down. But faulty construction will not stand. Deny, deny, deny. I said, but faulty construction will not stand. It will fall apart as if built on sand. So don't be so smug, although that could be your thing. Remember, it's not over till the fat lady sings. That is from Vender Alexander Gray. And then bring me on, Kijana. I just needed to share that. That is an awesome beginning in terms of where we are in the groove yard. I want to introduce an absolutely awesome guest because, as I mentioned, it is this month, Juneteenth, something that starts with this poem in terms of denial, denial, denial. So let's have CEO, Miss Trudy Coleman. Miss Trudy Coleman, how are you this morning?
I am blessed and honored to be here.
Yes, and so am I. And thank you for the opportunity to share. And I just want to start with something. There's a quick sentence that says, what made you decide to get involved with Juneteenth in the first place?
Well, I'm going to say this here. My mother didn't teach us a lot about Black. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. My mother's from Tennessee. We moved to St. Louis and Pomona, California. And I didn't know who Martin Luther King was until the day my mother was standing in front of the TV crying And I'm like, who is this man my mother is crying about?
Mhm.
And of course, I was just a little girl at the time. And I said, that must be pretty significant. Then I see her crying again over Kennedy, so I'm like, it kind of intrigued me to, as a child, I'm like, wow, my mother's crying over people on our black and white TV in here. It must be something significant about it. So it was always in the back of my head. But and I'm from a family of 10 kids. So we always learned to share and to take care of one another. And my mother taught us love. She said, always love people. She said, God didn't make nobody racist, God didn't make nobody mean and ugly. That everybody was born good. So a lot was bred in me about people, living with people, sleeping with three, three of us in a bed, sometimes five of us in a bed, sometimes at the foot of the bed with my mother and father smelling 8 feet while I'm trying to sleep because the place we lived in was too small. So, but she always taught us love of the people, take care of the people. So, when you got 10 kids, they all got friends and all their friends got friends. So our house was the house it's like the frat house. Everybody hung out at our house to hang out to barbecue. My family had a barbecue and soul food restaurant back in the day. We were part of Black Wall Street also. So my dad got sick. Mom said, I can't take care of a beauty shop in a restaurant. So we've always had a strong culture in the family. We have family reunions around the world, different parts of the world, every other year in a different state. And that's another story. But I've always just had embedded in me the love of the people, to do something for people and to help. So when I met Mr. John Thompson in 1992, and he was from Kansas City, Missouri, and they do Juneteenth down there all the time. So actually, they started a Juneteenth in Pomona, little small park. He took me to the little park. I'm like, you know what? Juneteenth means so much more than just this little small group in a park, And I just saw the vision and what birthed from me, all the things that I felt from that because in California schools we didn't have no Black history. They didn't teach us too much about our heritage or nothing, in the public schools. So when I started studying Juneteenth, looking at history, all the things that we've gone through. I'm like, this needs to be a holiday. It is just too much, too important not to be recognized more than what has been recognized. So, any long story short, we started the first Juneteenth event that he and I did through Juneteenth America, and actually in Pomona, California. Downtown Pomona on 2nd Street is where we started that. We moved it from the little bitty park. It started in the park in 1990 to 91. And from there, it's just grown. It was downtown, and it went from downtown to the fairgrounds, from the fairgrounds to Ganesha Park, where we've been. So it's been 31 years now this year for Juneteenth. And I been just so involved with it in so many aspects. 14 years of campaigning for the holiday bill, and actually in 1998 we started the National Juneteenth Convention and Expo at the Ontario Convention Center. We literally had that convention center, access to the convention center for 8 years. And we reached out, Stater Brothers was one of our sponsors at the time. We reached out to Juneteenth organizations around the country and brought them all here to Ontario to learn about the holiday bill, how to get it written, to get it to the legislature, to go back to each one of their states to work on their holiday bills. We now have 47 states with Juneteenth holiday recognitions, and some of them are paid holidays, and more of them becoming paid holidays since
Well,
last year.
let me say this, because we
Mm-hmm.
can go on with that history, but I
Right.
want to know. I'm going to, at this time, I want to take the time to go and allow the supporters and the sponsors of the podcast that is done by Success Express, and especially this podcast, which is the Groove Yard with art, music, creativity interview series. And it's beautiful to interview you. But when we come back, I want to go specifically to where we are right now so the audience can understand what's getting ready to happen in our city in Pomona at Ganesha Park 2021.
All
So
right.
right now, Kijana, I would like Ms. Dr. is actually Dr. Trudy Coleman to experience your creativity in terms of things that I've mentioned about you and what we do to support and cultivate more business for businesses. So these are our sponsors and people that are supporting the Groove Yard and the Success Express series of podcasts. So go ahead, Kijana.
Full Force Protection Services, the protective services you need for you, your family, and your businesses. Full Force Protection Services provides cannabis security, executive protection, armed transport, event security, home protection, home security installation, family protective services, and more. Full Force Protection Services has all the skills you need for your protection. The skill set includes weapon screening, keen observation, de-escalation technique, crime prevention, loss prevention, surveillance, and more. Full Force Protection Services is affordably priced to fit any budget. For immediate services, contact 707-407-5133. That's 707-407-5133. Don't get caught without protection, and don't get caught without full force.
Hi, my name is Kijana Owens. I am co-founder of Success Express Marketing Solutions. Our business is cultivating more business for your business. I want to tell you real quick about our program that is one of the most comprehensive business development online marketing support programs out there, which is the VASP, VASP, Virtual Assistant Support Program. This system allows you to operate and run your business while we help monitor and help you cultivate more business for your business online. Contact us at 909-686-1698 and visit us online at successexpressmarketing.com. Look forward to helping you take your business to the next level.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
Wow, that's some amazing. I would used to call them commercials, but I call them support programs that are supporting what we're doing. You know, is support what you build, and the opportunity there, I have to say, is the creativity of Kijana to create those commercials. These are not commercials that are there; these are commercials that are being created. What I want to go back to, Dr. Trudy Coleman, is the fact that what you have been doing for the last 31 years is absolutely amazing and awesome. especially trying to pull the cities together. I know last year the pandemic, as it came in, it eradicated the opportunities to continue to move further with the outdoor events. But this year, 2021, we're outside. Let's talk about that at Ganesha Park. Tell us some things about that so we can kind of include that and bring in the flyer for that and all kinds of things. So talk about that, Ms. Trudy Coleman. What we got going on?
Well, what we got going on this year, first let's start with the National Flag Raising Ceremony. On June 7th will be on a national basis. We have a National Juneteenth Observers Foundation founded by Dr. Ronald Myers, who I'm a member of, and they've also appointed me as the regional director for California for Juneteenth. So with that in mind, we have a National Juneteenth Flag Raising Ceremony to recognize our Buffalo soldiers and all the Black soldiers who fought in the wars, so we can be here in America. And that's going to be at Ganesha Park for about a 1-hour ceremony in front of the flagpole by the community center. And that is on the 7th. And then we're going to be doing it across the USA, in case you didn't, as part of the event. Now, starting on June 19th, we have this California National Juneteenth Freedom Day, which is every June 19th and every third Saturday in June, which this year it is all on the same day. So we're going to start out with a gospel event, because you got to bless the park and bless the people out there. And we have Angie Bird, who's a beautiful singer, and she'll be out there performing along with Valerie Evans. I don't know if you guys know her, but she also they're both from the IE, and they are some beautiful singers. So they will be coming out to bless us with the gospel hour. And we probably have a few more surprise guests that coming out that day, so you'll be able to see them then. So I can't name everybody right this minute, but it's always a spectacular event just for the gospel. And then after that, we're going to start our program, Jazz for the day. Jazz, R&B, our surprise guests coming out. We have some great guests, and the lineup's just getting better and better. But we're going to start out with our locals first, because they're the ones that have been with me for over 30 years coming out to perform. And that is Lord Hutchins, which actually his group was called The Breeze. And he's coming out to perform not with The Breeze, but with the young lady who's lead singer for The Breeze and himself. And they call themselves IG and Bird and Songbird. So they're going to come out and just ravish us with their beautiful R&B things that they sing, and take us back down memory lane, and you will really enjoy them. And following them, we will be having we have a poet that's in the house that's going to be the first poet elect. I'm not saying the name right, but he's a special poet that will be coming out to perform. And Roscoe has his name. I don't have his name in front of me, but we'll also
the poet laureate is Mr. David Judah Oliver, who's a poet laureate for the Pomona Valley. So we're very, very fortunate to have him as well. But go ahead, because in fact, even if you have the flyer as well, maybe we can show that as Ms. Coleman is speaking of the event as well. So go ahead and continue to share, because you're right. We got the locals, we got that information going on, and who's coming up as it goes. I know Debris. Mm-hmm.
We have Debris coming, and we have you. Let's talk about the jazz show, who's always there to support. But before I talk about you, let's talk about Amy Nolte, and she is the wife of the city councilman, Mr. Nick Nolte, and they are jazz enthusiasts, and she is a bad jazz player. She's an awesome keyboardist. And
she came out last year and opened the show. That was great.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. And
before last.
Year before last. And she actually, they love the music of Phineas Newborn Jr., who I am a close relative of. and he was one of their mentors in music. And so when they heard about the city council member, he asked me, he said, "How do you know Phoenix Newborn Jr.?" I said, "Well, family. That's my folks. You know, my mother's brother is Phoenix Newborn Senior. You know, so jazz has been close to me, just like gospel has throughout the years, because I've gone to. They used to go to all their concerts when they came to town with Hank Crawford. His brother is actually Kelvin Newborn, who played with Hank Crawford. So I used to go to the Carolina, up to the Parisian Room, and
Carolina,
uh,
yeah.
Marla Gibbs and Harry concerts by the sea. You know, so jazz has been very close to me in my family. So the Juneteenth Jazz Festival, Dr. Ronald Myers was also uh, a jazz player, a minister, and a doctor. You
Yeah,
know, so we said let's keep it jazz because the jazz belongs to us.
that's right.
It can birth from us. You know, I know they have April is jazz month, but it's nothing like our jazz. You
Right.
know, so the event as we come from dealing with Amy doing her piece, then we have coming up. I think we're going to go in with climax after that.
Yeah, well, it starts Amy, then new birth, not new birth, but debris,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
then we have the poet laureates and all of that coming in, and then we have the young lady from Climax that has what the last name is.
Carrie Taylor. It's Carrie
That's
Taylor.
right. That's
Yeah,
right. With her dancers, but
she's awesome. Mm-hmm.
she's going to come right before well, right before my brother Ray, uh, Andre Ray, with LTD's impression as they close the show. So it really goes from the gospel to community folk. The jazz on, we're going to come in there and jazz it up for you because jazz is a conversation on stage with musicians. We're going to do that. And jazz on is really flowed into the aspect of jazz on and jazzabration. We're bringing this whole process with what is called now the Leimert Park Jazz and Blues Society. So we're gonna come and blow it up with that. And then we have uh, what is the sisters' names now? I'm just
We're talking about Angie, Bird, or
yes.
you talking about the gospel, or are you talking about
I'm talking about the climax.
climax? The
Yeah,
whole group is
climax.
coming. That they
Yeah,
were just a blessing, really a blessing to come to the
yeah.
event. They said we just want to be there. We want to be involved this year. You know, everybody wants to get out the cocoon that we've all been in for this last year and a half, and it's just a blessing that God's bringing everybody together. You know, so this is the the
Yeah.
coming out event. You know, and not to mention the things that's happening outside the stage. Remember, I have a food bank. We're going to be giving away 75 meals of non-perishable food, boxes of non-perishable foods. We also have COVID testing and COVID shots on site. They will
Feeding,
be done by official
the-
COVID, authorized people.
yes, feeding the
And
community with all kinds of blessings surrounding the festival in itself.
and we will be having the traditional barbecue, and there'll be catfish. You know, the cooks are great. We have the traditional hot dogs, and so all the good old traditional food that we expect to have at a cultural event will be there for us to enjoy also.
So let's
So
tell them how the vendors how they can sign up if they want to be a part, and how the supporters can be a part because you still have room for sponsors, correct?
I need sponsors
But
right now.
let's tell them how to do.
Well, to what you would do is email me or call me. My email is Trudy Coleman at JetMacInc. That's JetMacInc.com. And you can call me at 909-418-8530 direct, or leave a message at the 909-681-3554. Either one will get with us. And Alice Anderson is my vendor coordinator. We will send you a vendor packet and a sponsorship packet as soon as you email us and give us your information or call us, because we are accepting both right now. And be a part of the, being a part of this event, you're like family. We every year, we're going to be here. We've been here for 31 years, and we're going to be for 31 more years. I'm working on finding young people to understand. Well, they understand because of Black Lives Matters. They really see we need to come together as a culture, and so we can because we're stronger in numbers. We're stronger together. And we want to be able to pass the torch. My motto is teaching today, tomorrow's leaders. And that's not just on this event, but on entrepreneurial. I've come from an entrepreneurial family. I've been an entrepreneur for years. I did come to the Fortune 500 companies also, and but it's so important that you learn multiple skills. You can't have all your skills in one place. Because as everyone sees, these jobs may be there, may not be there. So and this is the opportunity for everybody to learn. Do what you love. If you do something that you love, you're gonna stay with it, and you're gonna continue to do it.
So the real deal is how to really redevelop yourself,
exactly,
and actually build a profit center at home instead of a center that is profitable that sends you some until they decide, oh, you bought a new car. Well, you know what? We moved out of the city and you fired.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, my bills are still going on. So it is about repurposing your own life, understanding, and that's what you've done. And that's why I wanted to read that poem, because the poem started off about some people that they don't even know who it was, put them in a boat, and they denied everything from that point on. They denied that the Indians the land was occupied. They didn't deny that. And since then, what they're doing right now with the Tulsa, in terms of exposing the interesting information that has been denied, because it's not Black history or Asian history, it is American history. And until they understand that, well, they put it in all curriculums. And so first of all, I'm a fan and an admirer of you, Dr. Trudy Coleman.
Thank you.
And I know you know that. I'm a tireless worker with your programs, because not only this, what you're educating, you did mention Martin Luther King earlier, but there's an annual Martin Luther King breakfast dinner that you have every year, that you bring celebrities, community people, community organizations. Now, while I mentioned community organizations, any of the community organizations that are out there right now, you can join us for this Juneteenth. Please have somebody at your organization call in to Ms. Trudy Coleman or to Juneteenth and participate. Bring out your banner. Have a vendor spot, even if you're not selling, you're telling. Tell your story. So we have 20, 30 various organizations around the city, and I'm not talking only Pomona, I'm talking Pomona Valley, that can participate and show their support for what we need to undeny.
That's right. That's right.
So I just needed to say that. I don't get on my soap opera, but at the same time, if we don't support what we build, we won't have anything, period.
You're right. So, and talking about Black Wall Street, I had the pleasure of meeting a brother named Jay Jackson, and he is the son, or he was the grandson of Black Wall. He wrote the whole book on what happened, testimony-wise, from all his relatives from that era. They were all from there, and I have that book. Matter of fact, we have to publish that book back in about 95, something like that. I still have my copy here. And that Tulsa is really something. How Black people, I'm gonna put it this way: they took it to the slave plantations. The work was hard. We invented the products, the equipment, and everything to make our jobs easier. And the slave master took that product and patented it and made it his. So we
made a legacy out of his family for generations to come.
Generations to come.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And also, in case someone hears this, I am looking for the Black astronaut who made history from Pomona, who just came back from space. And the history of him was that he was there he was served the longest time as an African American, served the longest time on the space shuttle up there, and he hasn't been honored. He hasn't been talked about. So I really like to learn more about him, because since he is from the local area here, Pomona, and so if anyone knows of him, we like to do a shout out and like to honor him at the Juneteenth. It'd be great for our African American children to meet him, and because that's the ultimate job, going to the
Let's again tell them where the Juneteenth celebration is going to be and what time they need to pack their bags, get some food, and come out and hang out with us starting at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Where is that going to be? At Ganesha Park?
Ganesha Park, 1575 White Avenue. Bring your chair and wear your hat, because we know on that day it gets pretty hot. Might start out a little cloudy in the morning, but when the sun breaks out, it's out. So be comfortable. If we have overflow and you can't find anywhere to park, we will have a van to shuttle you from the parking ride over off of Fairfax Drive, and we'll have a shuttle coming around, and you can drop your people off, and so the driver just goes back, so everyone will be able to park. Because I know the park gets crowded sometimes, and parking gets a little tough. But we got that. We have got that arranged also, like we do each year.
Well,
so,
I know that you've put a lot of work into it, and each year has gotten better and more organized, and I totally appreciate that. I know it's time to close the show, but I wanted to say from the Jazz Zone, we make cool jazz sizzle, and we're out there to make it sizzle, rizzle, and just make the thing fun. I'll be there early in the morning because, my job is get it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. And so come on out. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell some family to come on out and celebrate with us on Juneteenth at Ganesha Park. And again, a big shout out to you, Dr. Trudy Coleman, for not only for this event, but for the continuation of the movement. Because anything that lasts for 31 years, that's a stable.
That's a long time.
We need the city to understand 31 years means we need their support big time.
Big time.
So,
That's right.
right. Look forward to seeing you out there. Look forward to you to make some moves so we can get some more folks to participate. And the mayor, ask those organizations that you know of to sign up and share what they're doing in our community at our event.
And the event is free and open to the public.
What? Free?
Free event. You get all this.
It's going to be a podcast or Zoomed as well, because people will be out there. It's going to be, all over the place. So at any rate, I know we have to stop. I really thank you again, Dr. Trudy Coleman, for participating with us in Art, Music, Creativity interview series hosted by Roscoe Lee Owens and on the Success Express podcast. Kijana, take us out with some of that support. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Thank you for being my support. Thank you for being like my brother. And God bless you and Kijani and what you're doing to get the word out.
And let me say this. I ain't like your brother. I am your brother.
Well, greetings. This is Trudy Coleman, Dr. Trudy Coleman, founder and CEO of Juneteenth Education Technology Mobile Arts Center, JETMAC. I am here at the beautiful Ganesha Park in Pomona, where we will be hosting the 31st year Juneteenth Jazz Pomona Valley Juneteenth Jazz and Art Festival. And when I say Pomona Valley, that includes everything from Laverne to Rialto. And we just look forward to you coming out. I know everyone's tired of being stuck in the house and prisoners of COVID and the pandemic, but you know what? God is here, and he said, come on out, my children. And we are going to come out and have a good, joyous time. We have LTD coming to the house this year to the park, and going to be one of our special guest performers out here, along with the other guests that we have every year. But I want to say that we thank God for those of us who survived, and we will be wearing our masks, and we will stay safe distance. But we're going to come out here and have some good food, some good singing, a good time. Bring your family, and we do look for vendors right now. We're looking for sponsors right now, and this is the monument that I've had the privilege of having my name on, as you can see there, Trudy Coleman, and our board members, John Thompson, Aries Rothini, Solomon Gabriel, Leslie Fountain, and we have this holiday bill enshrinement here in Ganesha Park. It's the only one of its kind across the nation and across the land, across the seas. So this is a beautiful park. I just wanted to show you the beautiful trees across, the beautiful plants and flowers. The park has blossomed, and we look forward to all of you guys coming out, being a part of this event. Can't guarantee anything, but we will be glad to see each other. God bless you. My number is 909-418-8530. And again, Dr. Trudy Coleman, founder and CEO of Juneteenth Education Technology Mobile Arts Center, and the co-founder of the California National Juneteenth Holiday Bill for California. Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
What you say, Ms. Trudy Coleman?
All right. That's great. That's great. And I like the whole presentation. So are we still on?
Yes, it says we're live.
Oh, we are still live. Okay.
I want to congratulate you, Kijana, on the presentation, and especially bringing in that last segment where she's right by where they're going to have the raising of the flag and that, because the awesome opportunity is, what they say, set in stone.
Set in stone.
You said it's in stone, Ms. Trudy Coleman. So anyway, I thank everybody for joining us this morning on Art, Music, and Creative Interviews. The podcast, Mr. Kijana Owens, you're great with the information as it relates to sponsors and people that are supporting us. And I thank all, and enjoy life with God's blessings. I'll see you at Ganesha Park, Juneteenth, which is June 19th, that Saturday morning. It's all day, all the way.